can't really predict high school soccer. We figured that out a month into the season, but we can predict this every Wednesday. Happy to have the executive director for Pacesetter Soccer Club, Matthew Mountford, with us, and our BCSN analyst, Francis Stevens. But that is what makes it so fun, right? We've seen a couple of results each week of this season, once again, where you don't know what's going to happen going in and going out. It just leaves you shrugging your shoulders. What's been the one this week that made you take a step back?
I think, honestly, the Springfield game against Bowling Green. I think, we were just speaking about that before we came on air, weren't we? And it just shows that that's what makes soccer so exciting. That's what makes high school sports so exciting, is that we can say all we want, oh, this team looks good, but we don't really know. It's any given Tuesday, any given Thursday for the boys, Monday and Wednesday for the girls.
We don't really know what to make in the NLL. There it is, proving itself again. Anthony Wayne, Northview, another one.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I think if you really look at that game, I probably think Anthony Wayne is probably the heavy favorite, but Northview does have some pieces that could bother you. But Addie Williams was really a handful for them. I thought Lila Simon was a handful for them. The back four of this Anthony Wayne team really, again, initiated pressure. When you get caught into that Lori Williams web of fury and pressure, it's going to be hard to break, and it was really hard for Northview to kind of break that. Northview defended very, very well. Cameron Solo, Ava Barneski, two sophomores. Allie Biggs came up there for them as well to keep them in the game, and that's what mattered at the end of the day.
This is another thing that matters in high school sports. We love the rivalries. You know what this is like, St. John's and St. Francis. You've been a part of it. I was a Catholic high school guy myself. We always wanted to beat our rivals. And so a draw, you get to the end of it and you're like, man, come on. All we've wanted to do for all these weeks is to beat our rival. But if you're one of those two teams, it ends 0-0. Do you take some positives from that?
I got to talk about this unbiasedly because, I was at one school of
We would expect nothing less.
So I'll stop on that. I would probably say yes. I thought St. Francis had to deal with some resiliency. Obviously not having Ryan Bostonbrock, who's been out due to illness. He's a difference maker on that team a little bit. He stretches the game for them when they get forward. He scored some really good goals for them. But for St. John, I thought they did some nice things, but the really big thing was what killed the momentum for St. John's was the goal getting taken back on kind of a controversial offside, but I thought St. John stood the ground.
Yeah, just to piggyback off Francis, really. I mean, if you're having a 0-0 tie, that tells you that it's a game of probably a defense and a middle third, right? So I thought both defenses were honestly excellent throughout the game. I thought that they shut up shop real well. There was no real clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities throughout the game. It was a game that was kind of tense, wasn't it? Both teams were kind of feeling each other out about kind of, oh, what's your strategy versus what am I going to do? And I just felt, honestly, from the outside looking in, if one team kind of were a bit more proactive, especially in possession, they would have created more opportunities. And we kind of saw that the last 10 minutes.
Have we done any realignment talk at all this year? Just a couple times, right? In a couple sports. Here's something I'm going to have to get used to saying. Bowling Green men's soccer starting MVC play.
Missouri Valley, man.
Yeah, they're in the Missouri Valley Conference. It starts Saturday at Western Michigan. What do you know about the MVC and where do the Falcons stand right now?
Well, the team to beat in the MVC is going to be Missouri State. They're top 25 team probably the last 6 or 7 years. They made a really deep run about 2 years back, lost in the Sweet 16. Bradley will be another team that will be able to push as well, too. But you're adding a good Western Michigan side who's coming in. They were a top 25 team a couple years ago, made a run in the Sweet 16. Bowling Green, with all the adversity they've had to deal with for the last couple of weeks down there, they've got some impressive results.
It's another quality conference, and they get themselves ready for it by playing a quality non-conference slate every year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's the best way to do it, right? You get the players in. What did we do well? What did we not do well? What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? How can we be better going forward? And I think, especially in that conference, it's a lot of technical ability, but it is fast, it is ferocious, it is physical. So getting the right kind of mentality across to the group, I think that's kind of what's going to separate those.
Where can we find you this week?
Obviously a big one, Battle of Sylvania.
Yep.
Northview and Southview tomorrow night. Chris Black will be on that one. And then next week we got some really good slate of games there as well, too.
You'll be out in the sun somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Always.
Enjoy that while you can.
I will.